I've spent years waiting for calls I prayed wouldn't come. But that night on Brushy Mountain changed everything for me. These mountains aren't just scenery to me. They're the oldest hills in the world. And they've got a patience that gets right into your bones. We went in with 6 people, just like any other search. The rain was coming down, and the woods had that smell of old stone and wet leaves. We found his camp, but something wasn't right. A hunter doesn't leave his boots behind. Not ever. Then we heard it. It wasn't a shout, just a low, steady sound like someone talking to themselves in the dark. I told myself it was just the wind playing tricks in the rocks. I was a team leader, and I was doing my job. We found him sitting there, just staring into the dark. He wasn't hurt, but he looked like he'd just woken up from a nightmare he couldn't remember. He told me he'd heard his father. His father had been dead for 11 years. I don't go up that mountain anymore. But sometimes, in the quiet, I still listen for it. Whatever it was, it knew exactly what sound to make. And I'm not going to be the one to go looking for it again. We started documenting the camp, taking photos of everything. The rain just kept coming down, making the ground a total mess. We followed the boot prints out into the hollow. The brush was so thick, it felt like the woods were trying to hold us back. Patrice stopped us cold, her hand up. We all just froze, listening to the dark. We pushed up the ridge, hoping to find whatever made that sound. But there was nothing there. Just more trees and the rain. I checked the GPS again, trying to make sense of it. Nothing added up, but I had to keep the team moving. We huddled up to talk about what we were hearing. Marcus thought it was just the wind, but I wasn't so sure. We kept moving up, even as the rain started coming down harder. The woods felt different now, like they were watching us. Then we found him, just sitting there at the base of an old luke. He looked perfectly calm, which was the scariest part. I sat with him while the others got the stretcher ready. He just kept staring at his hands, whispering about his father. I don't go up there anymore, but I still listen. Sometimes the silence is so loud, it feels like it's watching me. I wrote in my report that it was just dissociation. That's the official record, sitting in a cabinet somewhere. But it's not the whole thing. I quit the team 8 months later. I told my wife it was the time commitment. But the truth is, I couldn't stop listening for that voice. It wasn't a call for help. It wasn't a cry of pain. It was the specific sound that a specific man would follow. I think about that thing, standing in the dark, patient and silent, watching him wait. It knew he wasn't gonna look up. I don't go up Brushy Mountain anymore. I run cattle, I fix fence, I keep my feet on the ground. I sit on my porch and listen to the hills. They sound like they always have. But I know better now. Sometimes there's a fraction of a second of silence. It's so complete and so aware. I hold my breath without meaning to. Then the sound comes, and I tell myself that's all it was. Just a bird, just the wind, nothing more. I turn back toward the house. I know I'm lying to myself, but it's the only way to get through the night. I go inside. I lock the door, but the hills are still out there, waiting. I still keep the old logs in a drawer. Sometimes I pull them out just to see the dates. It feels like another life entirely. I can still smell that mountain air. It was like the earth itself was holding its breath. I close my eyes, and I'm right back there in the rain. The woods don't ever really sleep. They just wait for you to stop paying attention. I look out there, and I know something is looking back. I don't wear this jacket much anymore. It's got too much history in the seams. Every time I touch it, I'm back on that ridge. The air is different tonight. It's got that same chill from the night we found him. I just need to clear my head. I wonder if it's still up there, waiting for someone else to wander off the trail. I hope to God nobody ever finds out. Did you hear that? It's probably just a deer. But it sounded too heavy for a deer. Just the wind, Cody. Get a grip on yourself. It's just a damn tree branch. Locked tight. But locks don't really keep things out. Not things like that. Another long night ahead. I'll just sit here until the sun comes up. Maybe then I'll feel like myself again. I'd lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling. The house is quiet, but my mind is still out there on that ridge. I can almost hear it again, that voice. Just waiting in the silence. I try to shake it off, but it's like a ghost that won't leave. I reach for some water. I'm just trying to ground myself. The dark in this room feels just as heavy as the woods, and I sit up and look at my boots on the floor. They're clean now, but I still see the mud from that night. It's funny how a pair of boots can hold so much weight. I walk over to my desk and pick up my old compass. It used to be all I needed to find my way home. Back then, I thought I knew exactly what the woods were. I set it down and head out into the hallway. This house is supposed to be my sanctuary, but the memories follow me. Every creak in the floor sounds like a warning. I head to the kitchen to get some coffee going. It's the only thing that makes this place feel like home again. The silence in here is just too loud tonight. I think about Gerald Pruitt and that look in his eyes. I wonder if he ever really got over what happened out there. Maybe we're both just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I pour a cup and take a sip. It's bitter, but it helps me focus. I can't keep living in the past, but it's hard to let go. I sit down at the table where I used to plan everything. It feels empty now, just like the rest of the house. I think about all the ones I couldn't bring home. I close my eyes and just breathe. I have to find a way to move on from all this. Maybe, just maybe, I can find some peace again. I stand up, but the weight of it all just stays with me. I walk to the back door, listening to the wind kick up outside. It's like the house itself is trying to tell me something. Stepping out on the porch, the air hits me like a cold slap. The rain's just a mist tonight, but it gets into everything. I look out at the trees, just searching for something that isn't there. I lean on the railing, trying to focus on the work I've got tomorrow. Fixing fence, running cattle, that's the life I chose. But even here, that night on the mountain feels like a shadow right behind me. I close my eyes and just listen to the woods. Everything sounds like it always has, just the usual night noises. I'm waiting for that split second of silence before the owl calls. Then it happens. That silence so complete it makes my skin crawl. I'm just standing there holding my breath without even meaning to. It feels like the whole world is just waiting for something to break. And then there it is, just a screech owl. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. It's just a bird. That's all it is. Just a bird. I turn back to the house, ready to get out of the cold. The light inside looks a whole lot better than the dark out here. I'm locking it all away again, just like I always do. I lock the door, and that's that. The house is quiet, just the way I like it. I'm heading back to bed, leaving the night outside where it belongs. I sit down and pull off my boots. Finally done for the night. Lying back down, the room feels a lot more like home now. The silence isn't so bad when you're inside, safe and sound. I close my eyes, and for once, I'm actually tired. The mountain is just a memory now, fading away. Tonight, the hills are just hills, and I'm finally gonna get some sleep. Finally, the weight of the day starts to lift. The house is quiet, and for once, the woods feel far away. But the mountains don't stay away for long. In my dreams, I'm back in the hollow, walking through the dark. There it is again, that sound, just out of reach. It's not a shout, just a low, steady murmur in the dark. I reach for the radio, but there's nothing there. Just static, mocking me from the silence. I start moving toward it, step by careful step. The ground is slick and the woods are closing in. Then the voice just stops. The silence is so heavy. It's like the whole world just vanished. I found him sitting there, just like that night. He was calm, staring up at the ridge like he was waiting for something. I called his name, but he didn't even look at me. That's when I knew we weren't alone out there. I woke up gasping, my heart pounding like a drum. It was just a dream, but it felt so real. I just stood there, watching the hills in the dark, waiting for the sun to come up and chase the shadows away. I stand there by the window, just watching the dark. The hills look so still, but I know what's out there. It's hard to just turn it off, you know? My mind keeps going back to that night on the ridge. I tried to tell myself it was just the wind, but I know what I heard out there. I kept all these files for a reason. Maybe I was hoping I'd find an answer in the paperwork. It's all right here, in black and white. But the report doesn't say anything about the voice. I can still see him sitting there, just waiting for something that wasn't there. I don't go up there anymore. I just stay here, where I know the ground.
Sometimes I think I hear it again.
Just a whisper at the edge of the wind. And then everything just stops, like the whole world is holding its breath.
It's just a bird. That's all it is.
Time to go inside. I tell myself it was just a bird, just the night. But the house feels different now, like it's holding its breath. I just gotta keep moving. If I stop, I start thinking about what's really out there. It's been years, but it feels like it was just last night. I wonder if Gerald ever thinks about what he heard. The house is quiet, but the woods are always loud. I keep expecting to hear that voice again. I traded the search for the cattle. It's a simpler life, but the memories don't care about that. I close my eyes and I'm right back there, sitting on that ridge, waiting for something that never showed its face. Just the wind. That's all it is. Just the wind. Everything is so quiet. It's like the whole world is holding its breath. Just an owl. Just a bird, Cody. Get a grip. I'm just tired. Tomorrow's another day. That's all it is. I wake up before the sun, heart pounding. The house is quiet, but it feels heavy. I head to the kitchen, just trying to find some rhythm. I look out at the trees and wonder if they're watching me. Coffee helps, just a little bit. The warmth in my hands is the only thing that feels real. Stepping out on the porch, the air's sharp. The hills look so old, like they don't care about anything. I listen for the birds, for the wind. I'm waiting for that sound, the one that shouldn't be there. It's so quiet, it's almost heavy. I'm just imagining things. It's just the woods. The light is coming back now. Maybe today will be different. Back inside, the house feels safe again. I've got work to do. That's what matters. Looking at the map, I remember those old trails. They're still part of me, even if I don't go there anymore. That's enough for today. I'm ready to move on.